Chat tales. Don't you wanna hear some chat tales? Cheeky, 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 cheeky chat tales. Hello, people. All right, peeps, what's happening? Okay, so for this chat tale, I used to work for a delivery company called UPS, one of the big boys, you know, with the brown vans and all that sort of palaver. Anyway, there's some funny stories that have happened to me while I was driving for UPS back in the day. Okay, so anyway, this time that I'm thinking of to start things off with, I used to, basically my areas that I used to cover were like North Finchley, Finchley Central, Whetstone and New Southgate. That was like my to go to area, you know what I mean? I used to love it. But anyway, this particular day that I'm thinking of, I actually had another driver with me, and his name's Howard Ritter, slightly older bloke than me, but me and Howard used to go out together all the time. And Howard's a lovely fella, proper top geezer. Anyway, in Finchley Central, off of Regent's Park Road, I don't know, I can't even think what the road is called now, Beechwood Avenue, something like that. Anyway, there was like a little farm that I occasionally had to deliver to, and so he was actually driving, Howard was this time, and I was the pillion passenger getting all the parcels ready. But so we went into this like farm, this sort of little farm, and basically it was like, we just couldn't find. We was driving around looking at the buildings and that, and it just seemed like no one was about. Anyway, there was like this bit where the van wouldn't fit down it, but there was we could see that there was some doors at the end of it, so I was thinking it's got to be down there. So I basically jumped out of the van with a parcel and a diad, which was our computer, if you like, what we used to get people to sign for the parcels and that. And I said to Howard, turn the van round so we can, when I get back, we can just do one, you know what I mean? He's like, yeah, sweet. He goes, go on, you go and do the delivery and I'll turn the van round. So I got out of the van and I was walking down this like bit towards where these doors were. It was like a fair little bit of a walk or whatever. And I can hear behind me Howard's turning the van round. Anyway, got to this bit, like, and there was like a bit of a corner bit and it sort of opened out a little bit more. But as I've stepped around this bit, I've looked and there is a big Alsatian sitting there looking at me. And I was like looking around for human activity, but there weren't no one. And basically I looked at this dog and he looked at me and I thought, he thinks I'm like robbing the place or something. So I was like, right, I think I'm gonna go back to the van. And as I started to turn, the dog stood up, and then that was it. I started running, and I'm not even joking, this big Alsatian was just chasing me down this drive, like, and Howard had actually finished turning the van round and he was plonk just waiting for me. But I've run down the side of the van, I've jumped into the van and I've slammed the door, like, and I've still got the parcel in my hand as well, right? And now he's like looked at me and he's like, what are you doing? He's like, you still got the parcel in your hand? And I was like, look out the window. And he's like, what? And he always used to like sit there with his seatbelt on and all that, you know what I mean? Like, say he was ready to go or whatever. So he's uncoupled his seatbelt and he's like climbed across the cab and sort of just leaned over me and looked out the window, and there is this big Alsatian just staring at us like that outside the window. And I was like, oh my God, I couldn't believe it. Yeah. And then we can hear a lady's voice calling us, like, so Howard's undone his window on his sideline and stuck his head out a little bit and looked back, and there was a lady that was like working at the farm or whatever, and she's like, "Oh, have you got a parcel for us?" And Howard's like, yeah, we got a parcel. There's a bit of a big dog sort of sitting by our van here. And she's like, "Oh, don't worry about him. He's a lovely dog, he is. Just jump out and come over to me." And Howard looked at me and goes, "Go on, John." And I was like, "You're having a laugh, mate. I ain't getting out of this van with that dog there. No way." And then Howard sort of stuck his head back out of his window and he said to the lady, "The dog is sort of like right outside our van, and me and my colleague don't really fancy getting out of the van with that dog there." And she's like, no, it's fine. Just get out. It's fine. And Howard's like, "It's not fine." And the lady is just like, I don't know. She just kept saying, "It's fine, it's fine." And we're saying back to her, "It's not fine." And then after a minute, I think she got the gist that we weren't going to get out in where this dog was, you know what I mean? And she's walked down to us at the van, and she's like stroking the dog and saying and going, "Look, he's fine, he's fine." And we're thinking, yeah, but it's your dog, so he's going to be fine, like with you, innit? And so undone my window. Now she was there and the dog was standing next to her, like, and I've give her the parcel through the window, and I've like put the iPad, the diad out of the window and give her the pen, so she signed for it and that, and I took her surname and that, and then she's like, "He is fine, he is really fine. If you want to get out and give him a stroke, he's fine." I was like, "Nah, you're right." I was like, I'll give it a miss this time. But he was just, that dog was definitely looking at me. I could just see his face. He was like, "Come on, get out and I'm going to tear your leg off." But the woman was adamant that the dog was a nice doggy and he was going to be sweet as a nut if we got out of the van. But no, we never. We said goodbye to her all nicely. We said goodbye to the dog, and Howard drove out of the farm. But yeah, that was just one little funny story from like when we used to do deliveries and that, and some of the stuff that's happened over the years. Oh my God, craziness. All right, well, I will speak to you all soon with another chat towel. But thanks for listening, and like, subscribe, smash bells and all that. Write me comments because I'm quite lonely and I'd love to hear from you. Yes, you. Chap tales, don't you wanna hear some chap tales?